And when I got married after that, yes, I moved up to my old village when I got married to my missus. After all that years, I got married with her. Of course, you had to work a little bit harder, like going fishing and a little bit of living. And from the old place until the new place has been built, the quarters, the what called the flats, it's been built. We moved down there, and I used to go fishing every now and then. That's my favorite spot because I got my boat and everything. All after all that years I've been fishing, I never thought of anything what happened in the water. My way of thinking is I want to go fishing to bring food to the home. That's all my belief is. You can see from where I start fishing. She can see it from very close. You can even hear sometimes people talk. You can hear. And one day I go fishing. I was paddling to the spot where I want to put my net down. And one night I put my net down from one end to the other end. And then about an hour later, I just go back and forward to see if there's fish in the water. But then something happened at the end of the net. I thought my boat got run over the coral. I thought, no, it can't be. Then I used my paddle to push my boat away from the coral to drift back to the other side. But these things keep on sinking, sinking. And then, of course, I keep on looking at the net and back and forward. And then I went back, and at the same time, it got stuck harder, which is it lands on the coral like that, and it's very hard to move. So I try to push with the pedal. No, it can't be. Pushing it, no, it doesn't move. So I use my leg to force my canoes float up so that I can move forward. But the thing went in the water. And in the same token, I was thinking, what was that? I thought, no, it can't be a coral because coral doesn't come to this end that far. Maybe a little bit further there, yes, there's a coral because there's a reef down there. But this one is not. Otherwise, my net will be got stuck. Anyway, I took all my net out. I took my net out and moved to another place where where there's a spot on there. I just put my net, and the same thing. I drift my boat away, right to the other end, and waiting for about half an hour, 1 hour like that. Just go back to the spot, up and down the net to look if there's fish around there, and it was a lot of fish in the net. Then instead of taking the fish out of the net, I pulled the fish and the net together in the boat, and then straight home. Straight home. During that time, if I said I'm scared, I'm not scared because I didn't think of all that nonsense. I thought, can't be anything, maybe it's a driftwood or anything like that. Anyway, I go home and then we start to undo dry the net, and then have our dinner. And then after few more days, that I never go back to the water anymore. So I went back to just to stroll around the village, and I met my brother, my stepbrother. I met him, and I asked him, how come you didn't go to fish anymore for all this? But a week or two, I never see you in the water, but you always in the water before me. Every morning he used to go down before he go work. He go to get some fish and then goes to work. But now I haven't seen you for a while. I haven't in the water. He just shook his head, and without replying what I'm trying to get from him. And then he said to me, you know what it is? He said, Abang used to go fishing every morning. You know that. I never miss my fishing. But that one morning, he said, strange, very early in the morning, you can see the sun start coming up and there's a red skies around. The water is so calm, he said, And I went down, and as I was paddling out, passing the reef a little bit out, and there's something following my boat from the back. As I was looking like that, I said, what was that? I said, I don't know, something is wrong. And I can see a little bit of the fins at the top there. And then I thought it's a big blowfish, But anyway, he paddled, and the thing followed him all the way. Right out, follow him. And he said the worst part of it, when he submerged in the water and he came up again, he came right to the top. All he can see the two eyes looking at him, and then down in the water. But then after I paddled a little bit far, he would keep on following. Then what I did is I keep on paddling as far as I can, and then make a turn, and then goes in between the reef back to home. But when I look it back, he said, the thing was still there in the water where I come up from the boat. Maybe that's his place. And then I told my brother, what? You know, that's the place that I put my net last night, the other time. That's where I got all the fish. But did you see anything? I said, yeah, I did. Before I put my net down there, I was on the other side. It was happening like that. You know, I was throwing my net, and then I thought I got stuck on the coral. And then when I pushed with my pedal, the boat moved a little bit out. Then all of a sudden, it got stuck in the coral, totally stuck on that. But it wasn't a coral, because when I pushed my leg against that, I find that it's prickly, you know. It's a bit prickly, but it went down. And then it went up again. Where you said you saw this thing, that's where I got all the fish. I said, no. Since then, I never go fishing. No, I don't go fishing at all until I come to Australia. I never go fishing at all. I keep on asking a lot of people, and I got my brother-in-law. He was exactly the same. And he said, Abang go fishing one night to fish for this flying fish, they call it, on the other side of the island, quite not very far down there, about 20 minutes paddling. So one day I was putting my net, and during moonlight, you know, half a moon, you know, you can see moonlight in the water, very nice, very calm water. And for no reason, I see something floating, a white thing float coming to my boat, you see. And very close to the boat and straight to the boat, you know, like go side boat. And I use my pedal to push. The more I push, the more he come in. The most, then eventually it come close to where he is. What Abang see this one is, it's like a human because it's a white cloth, like people tied it white, you know, and the leg got tied. It's one body, you know. And then what did Abang do? Without thinking, I just left my net behind and just go home. The only one want to know what it is, he said, you know. And so I went home, and I keep on thinking, what did he want from me? Maybe that is his place, or maybe he don't want me to fish, you know. And all that thought come to the mind. But I must still go fishing, yes, but I went to on the other side. I didn't want to go to that place. And when I heard all the stories from there, that is the place during the time Japanese used to potong kepala. Like one incident when we used to go fishing, before this thing happened, one of the guys used to go fishing. Anytime after work, he go fishing. Whether he come home 8 o'clock at night, he still go fishing, you know. And he told us one day he was fishing, he was pulling a fish that strong. He got a few fish, but this one is too strong. He said, keep on pulling and pulling and pulling. Takes few minutes, and he couldn't pull it out. And keep on pulling. Then eventually he said it got away. But what I found is only a hair on my hook. And then what do you think? Wow, I don't think anything else. I go straight away home. Said, I don't want him to come out of my boat. Anything could happen because I already caught him in his hair. So, say go fishing? Yeah, I go fishing again down there tomorrow. That water in the island you can't play because some people fall from the boat, disappeared, just like that. We did a few seconds, and a lot of people see him fall and just disappeared. Until today, nobody ever found him.